a microphone, and then I just got super confused about what was happening.
Queen, she was raised in Brooklyn.
What's she singing right now?
Of course, Frank doesn't know LL Cool J. Doing it. That's a risque song for Oh My Garage to be listening to.
I don't know.
How about Milky Cereal? You got that one?
The dog is so
Milky
confused.
cereal.
Milky.
It makes me super happy.
Milky. Cereal.
Scott, you've lost all of us. We've all gone to the dark side. I don't know what's happening right now.
Let me tell you
so
something.
Animated earlier.
I know.
I was like so just everywhere, and now just all my focus and
Other day, there was all kinds of rain.
You got
I
a
saw
focus
some
right?
Itty bitty little stinging rain.
Lost my
The rain is going sideways.
look at Frank's over
Rain
here
was dropping down the ground.
talking about
It
some
was
shrimp gumbo.
it was-
and
it was punching me back in the face.
kebabs and
Lieutenant Dan, ice cream.
scrunchberry pies.
Ice cream, Lieutenant Dan. They called that $1 million wound. I never seen a penny of that money. I got to meet the president.
Has Frank started drinking?
Yes.
Frank's been hitting the gator juice a little hard.
Hello, doggy.
Alrighty.
Look at you. Your tongue is bigger than your eyeballs. That's pretty incredible.
Jolly.
I just thought I saw myself a spider on the roof a second ago. I could have sworn I saw a spider on the roof. So there was no spider up there.
Scott, reel this in.
I can't.
Spider Island.
I've tried.
Ready,
You
go.
are. Hey, listen.
I know Spider Island.
Listen up, boys.
Uh-oh, she's yelling at us now.
Stop it. Scott, we're starting.
Episode number
178
Yes,
on the
sir.
Adjust the Mic podcast.
That's where we're at.
Mama said don't yell at me.
We
Oh,
have
my God.
Oh, you're wet. Garage.
Colleen with it.
Garage.
We have Thad, we have Frank, and we have Scott. Hello, guys.
We're
How
all
y'all
here.
doing?
Hey,
Welcome to
hey,
178, but this is how this is going to go. Fantasy football, week 1.
Out the window.
4. Yay, I'm winning. I'm first place. Next topic.
Hey, no. You are in first place.
Who are the sweat pigs?
This.
I beat some sweat pigs up today.
Are you talking about Nick's team, the Sweat Hogs?
Whatever this is, something about a sweat pig.
There's sweat involved.
That's Nick.
Certain
Why
of that.
does a
He's got a
pig
good
actually?
team.
I thought a pig didn't actually sweat. That they like a dog had
pig's eye.
had stuff that came out of their nose
Maybe.
or their mouth. I didn't think they actually sweated.
You're the animal guy, don't you know this?
Sweated,
Past tense
sweating,
sweat, huh?
You
sweats.
The Everglades sweat pigs.
What's the term I'm looking for? Sweating, sweets,
Sweated.
sweated. Is that a word?
Gone
Sweated.
to the bad side, Frank.
I don't know if sweated is a word, but I didn't think a pig could sweat.
We're going to dive into that a little later. Right now, we're going to cut to, yeah.
I swear he is just like Garth from Wayne's World every time.
Wayne's World, party time.
I'd like to
Hey.
get by now.
Hey, that was the first person I beat. I think last week half of my players were out, and I didn't notice it because
Hey,
I was
Mr.
too busy.
Donut Head man, who's trying to kill you?
I was too busy.
I don't know, but he better not.
He found it.
For real, huh?
You know,
It's sucking my will to live.
you know, I stabbed a man in the cool of night.
Well, I mean, it must
Get
have
the
been
net.
fall time or winter time when you stabbed him.
Yep,
Yeah.
it was
I respect that.
really fancy. This is hilarious. Okay.
Plus or minus a week of October, the
So to give
31st.
everybody just a little whereabout on
What
the start.
are we even
on
talking
the start
about
of, on the start
right
of
now?
this
This
show?
is horrible.
No, you do know that, right?
What
The plus or minus a week of Halloween is always our first cold front.
is it
So
really?
You're gonna stab a guy at night and it's cold outside.
Probably
chances are it's when it would be.
Sure, you're probably right.
Yeah.
Between the 9th and the 11th, it's supposed to get cold, so
Okay,
Stab
so
nights.
that is stab night.
yep.
Oh my garage.
Hashtag it. Let's make a group out of it and invite everybody. Maybe we'll get a stab night crew to the Eco Fest there with you, Frank. How do you think?
Respect.
Who in our league has McCaffrey?
I think. Do I have McCaffrey?
I think you might.
I seen that, Frank.
Frank is about to stab you.
Frank
He's
has.
got-
I look over and Frank is holding up 2 knives to me.
Well,
guys.
it was a stab night joke.
This is getting aggressive. I like it.
I don't know what has happened.
Colleen,
Some
defend
Britney
yourself.
Spears
It's
kind of
almost-
vibe over here.
If you need to put up like a gun turret or something to defend yourself on the side, you know,
I
in
mean-
the middle island over here.
I did not know that this was going to be an issue.
There's no issues.
Frank is all like, last I saw him, oh my garage. And now he's over here with ninja stars and nunchucks. I'm coming out of the bathroom and he's swinging nunchucks over here.
There were nunchucks
like a
in the
damn
house.
Ninja Turtle.
They're padded nunchucks.
And now he's got.
Hey, they are Michelangelo colors though.
They were.
They are Michelangelo color. That's true. I respect that. I like nunchucks. Nunchucks.
No, is it num? How do you? Is it numb or none? None.
I hope your chucks aren't numb.
If
Numb?
there's been
Numb?
None. How do you say that?
Good God, ChatGPT help us out here.
Okay.
All right, so do you have McCaffrey?
Okay, so I have Christian McCaffrey, and that's probably why I'm in
He
first
scored
place.
what, 4 touchdowns?
Yeah, it was pretty
Couldn't
awesome.
even give one to Kittle. Couldn't even let Kittle have one fucking touchdown. 1.9 points. Thanks, Kittle.
That's what he gets for
How
making all
did
this weird.
you do this last week, Colleen?
I won. Only because Laura's team sucked. I felt so bad.
What's your team name again?
The Golden Girls.
Okay, so you're 2-2 and you're 5th place.
That's right.
Okay,
Look where Frank is.
you're doing all right.
I didn't
Towards
even have a
the
team
bottom.
last week.
Scroll down. Scroll
Is
down to
he,
the very bottom. There was.
Didn't even have a
there's
team
Frank
last
at
week.
the
very bottom.
Largots
No,
show.
the Laura Gott show, maybe.
Who the fuck is this?
That's Travis's girlfriend, Laura.
oh,
She has a show?
Okay,
No, she's just like like a big show.
she's got good players on her team. Looks
She
like
does.
there's a lot of injuries.
Look at her bench. Her bench had like
Higgins has been messed up.
she benched Detroit's running back and he got like 40 fucking points.
David Montgomery, man, he's
Yeah.
good. He's really good. So I'm in first place. I won the championship. Remember when Travis was making fun of me in the group for my A+ review
That's right.
for the draft?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Travis is coming true, sir.
Yeah.
So thank you very much. I will take my trophy home.
I'm pretty sure Travis is towards the bottom of this group too.
I'm only,
So is my husband.
what is it, 4 weeks in?
I know, and we're all like
Nothing
2 and
that
2.
matters. Nothing
Like
that
it's only
matters.
like the
Yeah.
points, like the actual points. That's the
Yeah,
difference.
like I'm 4-0 in one league, but half my team is injured. I lost Chubb, the Dobbins, J.K. Dobbins from Baltimore. I've lost a lot of people, but I'm still doing all right, hanging in
Dude.
there.
Well, at least this is better than watching Giants football. That's for freaking sure.
I can't remember who it was that was talking about fantasy football. I think it was on the show that I'm not really sure. Saying they're just playing just to, or like
To appease me, that would be my husband.
just to play, like they just want to be done with it though, because it's kind of getting old. Like how long have we been playing fantasy football for? It was Brent. I think that was.
No, it is Brent.
It was
my
Brent that was
husband.
saying
Yes.
this when he was on. Yes,
Because I
that's
made
right.
him do it
That's
this
right.
year. Because every time it's fun when we do it because it's something for us to talk about. And it's like
Definitely
it
is.
keeps me more involved in football because otherwise I probably wouldn't watch it at all. Like I did, like it happens with baseball. As soon as the Red Sox are out of it, I just stop watching.
It definitely livens up our office.
Yeah.
Like because today, like I made a trade today, and then it turned into like a bunch of trades started getting talked
Yeah.
about and happening, and it is a fun interactive kind of thing.
It keeps you more involved with other teams too, because teams I never would pay attention to. Then now, like,
I feel like the older I get, the less I value having all these leagues and
Nobody likes my trade offers.
Well, that's why I like our league. Our league is just like a fun, normal league. It's not like crazy.
Frank, that's
I
so
offer
funny.
trades to everybody for everything, and nobody ever likes
do.
them.
I know. Frank's always are too good to be true, though. I'm like, okay, wait. Frank's giving up the number 1 quarterback, the number 1 running back for this dude, and then the next week that dude goes off, and it's like, who's really running Frank's fantasy account?
There's a method to my madness.
The first trade that we tried to make, we got vetoed because I think it was the first trade Charlie made.
Yeah.
He vetoed all of us
Yeah.
to kind of to mess with
That's
it.
what
So
he
then
does.
every trade just got vetoed from there on out the rest of the season.
Ridiculousness.
And then that's the year that I won it all, actually.
Yep, you should have taken
And
Herbert.
so now I'm winning it all this year.
I got Herbert this year.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you do, don't you?
Why? Wait.
I got the one player
Yeah.
on that entire team that
I got
matters.
Tua in this league.
I got the one player on the entire Chargers team that matters. Williams.
Isn't he injured?
No,
Did he get injured last week?
no,
I thought he did.
no. Everybody else did,
Well,
but
Keenan
he's okay.
Allen's the one to have.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
he had
now
like
that
40
Williams
points
is
for me
out.
last week.
Yeah, that the Williams getting hurt thing was rough.
See, I told you. Yep.
You told me.
Didn't we just say he got hurt?
No. That's the other Williams. I'm talking about
Mike
the
Williams?
running back. Yeah, Mike Williams got hurt. There's two
Oh,
Williams.
the Eckler.
Yeah, the Eckler. After the Eckler get rid of situation. Yes.
Yeah, true that.
Yeah, good times. Sorry, I forgot there were two Williams on that team until I just literally said it out loud.
I've
That was weird.
been on all those guys on my teams year in and year out, and they fail me every year.
Urine.
I think that's what it is I think I just like, Yeah, urine. Urine.
I was like,
Sure.
that's what I heard in my head. I'm like, why is he talking about urine? Okay, sorry. Conversation went strange. I apologize.
Let's talk about urine.
I'm like, that was the weirdest transition ever from fantasy football to urine, but
I
okay.
got nothing.
I don't either. I don't know.
It's hilarious.
All I know is that next week my quarterback is on a bye, and my backup quarterback is Daniel Jones, who I will not be fucking playing.
Well, and that's what I really
God.
wanted to bring this up about, is really just to kind of so we can flex over to the Giants
Oh my god!
and talk about how wonderful the Giants are playing and what's going on with them.
wasted money, I suppose.
Like
I don't know. Saquon's hurt.
Saquon's hurt. They're saying it could be another week or two.
I guess
right?
now they're calling Danny Dimes, Danny Pennies.
Oh my
Like,
god!
I didn't
Like
know
he
that
was
a thing.
like he was the it thing in the
I know.
offseason. He got the contract.
For
He's got
real.
the money. So now what do you
And
do
I'm not
with a
even kidding you.
quarterback? What do you do with a quarterback? Do you have to pay all this money to, and then you might be
gotta
the
make it
worst
work.
team.
You gotta make it
You
work,
might be the worst team to be able to get that other best quarterback, that new kid coming up,
dude. I don't know.
and everybody thinks that kid's the next thing.
Daniel Jones, I feel like is still a good quarterback. I just don't know what the fuck's going on.
He is a good quarterback.
Okay, Mitch Trubisky from the Bears. Remember him?
Yep.
Yes.
Remember how every year he'd have 2 or 3 good games, and then everybody would be hopeful, and then the next season would start.
Are you trying to
and it would just
compare the
suck.
two?
Well, Trubisky's a good
That's
quarterback
Daniel
too.
Jones.
Trubisky's a good quarterback
Yeah.
too. He just went through every year. He had a new offensive coordinator. He never had any weapons.
Oh, sure.
So that's the one thing Jones can't say. Jones has had weapons around him. He's
Yeah,
had a terrible
that's
offensive line, but he's had weapons.
It's a good conversation too, because
That's the Baker Mayfield conversation right there.
The NFL. I mean, we could talk about probably 30 or 40 quarterbacks that's ruined. You know, because what do owners do? They don't replace the players as fast as they replace the coaches. Coaches, they're you can have an offensive coordinator every single year replace multiple years just due to hiring jobs and positions, and oh man, this offense was kind of good this year, so let's hire all their coaches and find out how they did it. And that's what the NFL is. It's a carousel of coaching jobs just being pounced around because there's not another league of that quality where they can make that kind of money, right?
As
so
someone,
it's just a carousel.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And as someone who coaches football,
Yep.
I think
How many D1 kids you got on that team?
I got a couple kids that they're no joke.
Yeah.
They're pretty good. There's this conception, right, where you get GMs that go out and hire these flashy offensive coordinators when they're not considering the talents on the team. You have to build the coordinator. A good coordinator is going to come into a team and not have a preconceived notion of an offense he wants to run. He's going to build it to the players that are there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you go wrong. If you come in there, we're going to run a wide zone scheme. Well, if you don't have the players for that, then why bring that guy in the first place?
Yeah.
You bring in a guy that has enough thought and process to be able to build whatever offense you want to do. If you want to run the ball more, pass the ball more, balanced offense, spread offense, whatever it is, to the players you have. And that's not a thing that happens anymore.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, it's very sad.
I'm not a football mind when it comes to offenses and defenses and how the schemes work and everything, but I can translate it into basketball terms. And it's like for the Orlando Magic, Stan Van Gundy was a coach that came into Orlando. And when he came into Orlando, he didn't try to change the players. He had he kind of got the best out of each player and what they did well. And that was keeping Dwight Howard down low and keeping everybody else on the outside, and shooting threes. And it was just a very good system, and it played to their advantage. You know what I mean? Some coaches know how to do that, to play to their players' advantages.
The best coaches, that's what they do.
Those are the best coaches.
That's the best coaches.
It's taking what you have and getting the most out of them.
That's what
so many coaches
my
come
favorite
in,
thing.
and when they fail, they blame, I don't have the right players for my system. I mean, when you watch that series Winning Time on HBO, it gives you that perspective of when they hired Pat Riley before they moved on from Paul Westphal. And it was just the coaching styles. The players didn't really change within that changeover, but it needed to happen because one guy was trying to play to a system, one guy's playing to their strengths of their players.
Yep, a good
And when you
coach
play
is
to the
going to
strengths of your players, then you motivate your players because then they're playing in a way that makes it fun for them, and that they already know how to do. So it's easier for them to just play the game and rethink.
Exactly what you're seeing in Tampa right now. Mm-hmm. You went from an offensive coordinator in Byron Leftwich, who was stuck to an idea of the way he wanted things to work, with the best quarterback to ever play the game.
Yep.
And you're going now to Baker Mayfield, who's a guy who's been to 6 teams in 4 years.
Yeah.
And with a new coordinator that's built a system to the players he has, and they're lighting it up.
Yeah.
So it's
They're playing more free and fun.
you imagine Tom Brady in that system? It'd have been awesome.
And everybody thought that really the Bucs were going to be like bottom of the barrel this year.
Oh, for sure.
You
It's
know,
all the same players,
they're
other
being-
than Tom Brady. It's
and
all
they're-
the same
And
players.
they're being competitive because they were built as a good team around Tom Brady. They were built to be as good as possible for him.
And speaking of that team, because I'm a Buccaneers fan, we have $75 million in dead cap space. So next year we go into the offseason having the 4th highest amount of cap space
Sure.
with a team that's already there and already together.
And
So that's going to be some scary, awesome
Baker
stuff.
Mayfield still sucks though.
I don't think so. I think
He does.
he's making smart decisions.
When you watch him play the game, he's not good at the quarterback position.
He's doing good, man. Look at it.
Get some throws out there. You got Mike Evans to throw to for
That's
crying
true.
out loud.
Yep.
You know, so you better be able to.
Yep, with Evans
I
and
mean,
Godwin there,
look
it
what
helps.
he did with. Look what Mike Evans made little Johnny Manziel look like.
It's true.
You
Mike
know,
Evans is
I
a
mean,
generational talent.
He made that
he
guy
really
a lot
is.
of money.
Yep. Evans is a generational talent, and Godwin over there on the other side. It's a talented team.
Yeah,
You could pretty
it's
much
built
plug
to
and
win.
play about anybody, but they built that system, made it easy to understand, and work it to the player,
And
which
in
is
reality,
important.
I mean, there are average quarterbacks that can take a team and win a championship with
Yep.
them if you are a good game manager and you don't turn the ball over.
Good defense.
That's what scares me about Baker Mayfield is he turns the ball over. He is a good
He
talent.
hasn't so far
has
this year.
He has a good arm.
Yep.
As long as he doesn't do the bad tendencies, and make the bad decisions. he'll
That
be
was
fine.
Jameis Winston you're confusing him with.
Well, he's another terrible player. And look at Carr. He's doing the same bad stuff that he does everywhere he goes right now.
Yeah, man. That's
I mean,
a
I
crazy
mean,
one.
I don't know, man. It's very rare that a quarterback comes into the league and changes.
I do love
with a
seeing
new
the Saints
team.
fail.
You pretty much are good on whatever team you're on or bad on whatever team you're on.
Anytime the
system
Saints
can
fail,
help.
it makes me happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. You guys are a huge rivalry.
Yeah,
Like
that's our
Tampa Bay.
biggest
Like,
rival.
On the internet, you guys are like, I
That's
think
our
y'all had
biggest
like
rival.
multiple fist fights,
Well,
if I'm not mistaken.
that's our biggest in division rival. The biggest rivalry we have is actually the Eagles.
Why is that?
Ooh.
They just a lot of years they put us out of the playoffs, and then we opened up. So we closed down their old stadium with beating them, and we opened up their new stadium the next year with beating them. So yeah, we've had some McNabb years and all those stuff, and Rondé Barber running that touchdown back to get us in the Super
That was
Bowl.
a good team.
There were some
Oh yeah.
fun memories there with the Eagles.
Well, I mean,
Rondé and Tiki, the previous Kelseys.
it's kind of nice seeing Miami. I mean, even though they got their buzz whoop this weekend, but they got a good competitive team finally.
That's a talented team too. Yep.
Like they are talented. If they can stay healthy, they can get some guys back that are already injured. They have a chance to make a splash. I'd say they're a top 10 team in the league. I think everybody's talking about them right now because it's like that 70-point game. But there was this statistic that they had that after a team scores more than 60 points, in a game, the very next week in the history, it's like 1-5.
Wow.
So like teams, they get all this high from playing so well that they just celebrate it all week and they're all confident. They don't go into the next game with the same determination. And
Y'all better fix that.
And the Bills are no team to play with,
No.
especially in Buffalo.
No, because Tyreek Hill needs to give me more than 10 points.
They came
next time.
motivated. They came motivated. So it's going to be interesting. It's nice seeing the Patriots suck.
Yeah.
It really is nice, and
Who-
not talking. Yeah,
Are there any
Patriots.
undefeated teams? So it's the Eagles, and who else is undefeated still?
I don't know.
Other than the Eagles, I don't know who it is.
In my office fantasy league, it's just me. I'm the only undefeated person.
Oh,
Let's get
Lord.
into Ego Fest, man.
Yeah, buddy.
It's coming up in January 19th.
January 19th. Yes, can be a all-day event there in Cocoa Village, and this dog cracks me up.
Did you say Ego Fest?
No, Eco
Did I?
Fest. Eco.
I can't
Oh, did-
pronounce anything tonight, can I?
Sorry, I didn't know if you were talking to me or to Scott. Yeah, it's January 19th. Cocoa Village, Riverfront Park, and Civic Center. We'll be inside doing presentations from 9 till 4. We got Dwayne DeFreese, Indian River Lagoon Council, Sea Turtle Preservation Society. Interestingly enough, there's a group here locally that studies manta rays. Ooh. We got them coming and chatting with us.
Awesome.
I almost said chanting with us, but no, maybe a little bit of that too. We got Brevard Zoo is going to be coming in.
Enchanting
Florida
with
Wildlife
Frank.
Hospital. It's going to be a great time inside. Infinite Mushroom is bringing games and stuff for the kids. We'll have face painting inside. It'll be a great time inside from 9 to 4.
Are you gonna have mushrooms for us and stuff?
It'll be
An infinite amount of mushrooms.
Rick will be there. So
I love Rick. He's the best.
Rick is the
So many
best.
comics from him.
he's a great dude. So yeah, we'll have them all that going on inside, and then we'll take an hour break from 4 to 5, get everything set up outside, and we'll have live music and vendors and great stuff outside all evening.
Cool.
Yeah, so it's gonna
Very
be
cool.
That'll be adult time outside, and we'll
Heck
have
yeah.
we'll have all the kids and all the fun time inside.
I can't wait to get more and more into that as it goes. We'll keep talking about it. We want to have Rick on the show too. Go record over there, talk to him.
We had him
I
on
spent
ours.
a lot of time with Rick. I remember it was like right after my episode or before, I think, the episode I did
Yeah, it was
with you.
right before. Yep.
And he's an awesome. He's from this neighborhood of Tanglewood here. His family, his mother, is in this neighborhood.
Yeah. Speaking of Tanglewood, or this neighborhood is
Yeah, like Sherwood, Lantern
Sherwood. There
Park.
you go. Yeah, Lantern Park. There we go. So was it 2 Sundays ago after church? I nearly called you. I told you about this.
Yeah.
Had a Diamondback call right down the street from your house. I mean, it was
Wow.
Dang.
probably the biggest Diamondback I've ever seen. It was awesome, man.
There.
It was awesome.
Where was it? Was it on Carpenter?
No, right at the very end of your neighborhood. It backs up
Okay.
to a wild area back
Yep,
there.
yep. I know exactly what you're talking about. Okay.
Yep. This thing, I kid you not, was so big that there was a piece of privacy fence missing between the 2 yards, and the snake tried to go between 2 yards and got stuck in the open slot between the privacy fences.
Holy.
I'm looking
crap.
at it and going, this is,
Wow.
And you got it?
yeah,
How?
just barely.
Like, what do you do to get a snake like that? Like to not get bit?
You whisper to him.
Okay.
He's
Yeah,
a
do
snake
you call
whisperer.
it?
You enchanted it? Did he Frank enchant it?
Yeah, what do you
Dear
do?
Lord. No, you just, you have these things called tools. So you have a snake hook
He has like a
and
whistle.
a snake tong.
A snake
And you
whistle.
pick them up with both of those things and put them into
Like a bag?
yeah, it's got to be in a bag and in a locked box.
Remember how Voldemort did it? It's like that.
Yikes. But yeah, I've been working on the EcoFest stuff today actually. So it's it's all coming together. We're still looking for a couple more bands to fill it out,
Okay.
and then we're good.
We have some ideas that we've talked about, and we will.
Colleen has the major idea. So
And I won't
We're
bring that
not
one up. We
talking
won't say
about
that. We won't bring that one up yet. But we have some other ideas that we'll toss around here. Mr. T and the team were on the prowl.
it's gonna be.
Nice.
It's last year was a very eclectic group of music, and this year will be the same.
Yep.
It's gonna be a little bit more low key, but it's gonna be a fun afternoon, man.
Well, it's going to be down in Cocoa. It's a great place to play music too, So
That
we're going
place
to have
is
some good.
huge,
Yeah,
man.
this is going to be a fantastic thing.
You know what's crazy? I don't think I've ever been to a concert there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been to a concert there.
Frank, me neither.
I don't think I have either.
And some big names have played there.
I've been to like what's the bar there on the corner? Dog and Bone.
Yeah.
And I've been to concerts there. I saw a girl play at there's the other bar that's down there that's kind of big, brewery, tap house, something. I can't remember the name.
Well, there's what? On the other side, the Village Idiot and Ryan.
Maybe Village Idiot Pub.
Tie.
Village
There-
Idiot
there's
is
some-
sponsoring this. So
And then
they're
there's
sponsoring this
bands
for
that
us.
play there. There's a girl that played there that we're followed. Me and T have talked about actually getting on this show. Yeah, we'll look into that.
Yeah, Village Idiot sponsoring this in the Village.
That's
They're-
awesome.
It's we have so many awesome sponsors. We have the Village Idiot, Hello Again Books, awesome bookstore there in the Village. Great couple ladies that run that place. Pat Fisher Nissan, Brevard Zoo, Viera Pediatric Dentistry. I mean, I could go on and on and on. All these Space Coast Executive Jet Center. We have so many people that are coming together to help us do this. Kelsey's up here in Titusville.
It's fantastic.
I mean, it's just
Kelsey's is so awesome.
Didn't we just?
And you got Pat Fisher as well, man. I mean,
Indeed.
that's great, man.
Yeah. If we're being completely honest, our event last year would not have come together without Kelsey's up here in Titusville.
Yeah.
That was
They
cool.
they made the whole thing happen.
They really did.
And there's this group that's called Vibe Farmer, whoever they are.
Yeah.
They're
Those
big at
guys.
always helping us out. And there's
Oh, yeah.
also this one called Lamp and Media For some reason, it
who are
rings a
these
bell.
guys?
I'm not sure who they are, but they're always so big and helping us. And
Awesome, man.
again,
Those
We
are
love
both
it.
Thad and Scott's companies for everybody who doesn't know.
no, without so many people that come together to help this all happen.
Yeah.
Like again, this would not be happening. There would be nobody else out there giving a voice to these other nonprofits that are doing these amazing things and all this work we're doing and trying to raise money for, because we don't have any grant funding.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the true story. We're trying to do it. We're trying to find some, but we're doing all this grassroots right now and just trying to work it out. So,
Frank, did we get FPL?
yes.
Cool.
Yes, sir.
So there, if you think about it though, what you're doing right now is your boots to the ground right now, and you're handling a lot of this, Frank. You're dealing with a lot of this. Thad, you're dealing with a lot of this. Your team is
Indeed.
dealing with a lot of this, right?
I have an amazing team helping me out with it, no doubt about it.
That's the grassroots thing that is making, like, when we were talking 2 years ago, Frank, we were having totally different conversations.
It's true. Yep.
Okay, we were having a get off the ground and get started conversation.
Yep.
You're off the ground. You're years in off the ground. You have overcome, some big things, but you have grinded through opportunity after opportunity. You've gotten 3 seasons you're working on now with Titusville High School.
Indeed.
And you've got other people talking about it. You've got an amazing guest that you've brought onto that. You have
Astronaut High School.
I mean, you've done so much, just within those couple years.
Super
on
blessed.
top of
Super blessed.
dealing with taking care of your health and your recovery and everything. So it's just absolutely amazing. And I think it's a special thing for us to all help and be a part of.
I appreciate that,
The
buddy.
thing, because we're all getting old. What else are we going to do? We're not playing shuffleboard. I'm not on a shuffleboard team. We're not in a skeet shooting team. Although we are eventually going to get in a little 22 team.
Yeah.
Shooting some 22s and little target
Yeah.
practice fun, little tournaments. Game on.
I like it.
Yep. Yep.
Did the dog just backflip on you? I'm
Yes.
sorry. The dog keeps biting my fingers and then backflipping on Colleen.
Let's shine a light a little bit on Pat Fisher as well.
Yeah, so, Pat Fisher, Nissan up here in Titusville, home of the 1,000,000-mile warranty. Pat's a great guy. Look, I mean, he's been there and helped us with so much stuff with ears. And, we're trying to highlight him, the things he's doing, the work he's doing. The way he manages and runs that business is very unique. The opportunities he provides to his employees and the really personal touch he has with his group and everything he does with them. Pat's the kind of guy that you want to go do business with. He's somebody that's supporting our local environment. He's a huge supporter of Ears and me and our entire group. And really, he does stuff for so many people, from Titusville High School, all these different nonprofits. Everybody goes and asks Pat for something,
Yep.
and Pat's always giving.
Oh, yeah.
That's just the guy he is.
He's tops.
Yeah,
for sure.
he is an amazing guy. I couldn't think of someone better to be involved with on the big side of all this stuff. He's a very thoughtful man, a very bright guy, and it's a great connection.
I'll tell you this is I have my truck serviced there.
Yeah.
Okay. Their service department's fantastic. We had over in our office, 3 or 4 of our cars got broken into out in a parking lot and broken windows and stuff and some other damage. And I went to their body shop, and within a few days their manager there just above and beyond took care of me. Never had a bad experience at Pat Fisher. And he's always been a positive, part of the community from everybody and everything that I've ever heard. And I just
Yeah, that's not an act. That's
appreciate,
actually him. Yep.
having people like that. I mean, that's part of what makes a community, right?
We talk about this a lot. I know we've all talked about this a lot. It's about who you surround yourself with. And if you surround yourself with good people and you're doing business with good people and you're really attached to them, everybody's making everybody else stronger. You're building everybody
You
up.
have to have a mutual value-added situation for
True.
it to be sustainable.
Truth.
And if you can add value to their situation and them it's enriching for both sides. It continues. If it's not, it doesn't, right?
Yep.
So that's all
It's
it
business.
is.
Yeah, it's business.
And you're building upon that, and you're building an infrastructure. So as you're doing this, you're networking, and there's going to be people that are going to show up in front of you that are going to be like, I could do this for you. And you know what I mean? Or I can do this for us, or I can set up this environment for you to be more successful, or for ears to be more successful. And those opportunities will build upon themselves and happen when they're supposed to.
Yeah, it's
could you help me out real quick before you?
Sure.
Thad and I have a request. If you could just tell Mr. Fisher that Scott and Thad's companies do really, really good work, and we want, if he can like somehow get us something pretty awesome, like, we don't want under 100K for our cars. Like, we want ours to be better than Frank's. So we'll get a checklist of what we would want if he was so gracious enough to get us free vehicles or anything that's awesome,
okay.
like anything. And if you know Elon, when you're out there and
we have
NASA,
crossed paths, but I do not know the man.
I want Scott Lampa Media wants a space truck, and I will put.
Dude, I saw one the
his
other day out
stuff
there.
everywhere on it. I will talk about it every day.
Is that what those things are? Those weird square things?
I want a space truck really bad.
Or they're like
It's a moon truck.
Yeah. What is that? What they are?
I don't know. They're bad.
I drove past one the other day when I was out there in the Space Center.
I think the base price is like $250.
No way. Are you serious?
It was a moon truck.
Yeah,
They're
it's
weird.
the Tesla space truck is what it is.
Okay. Yeah. I got
space truck.
I got a picture of one. I drove past one the other day.
Yep. I'll pull it up here.
Yeah, they're a weird looking Joker.
Yeah.
They're not exactly pretty.
Oh, they're beautiful.
Okay, they're humongously beautiful.
People either hate them or love them. There's no middle ground.
It doesn't.
That
There's
is ugly.
yeah. There's nothing to it.
I'm pulling it up.
That's not a truck.
Yeah, it is.
It does have a bed. They have a car and a truck. They have one that has a bed and one that doesn't have a bed. Yeah, Cybertruck. Yeah.
Oh, that's yeah.
It's Cybertruck.
I call it space truck.
Space trucking.
Interesting.
The Cybertruck.
This is where you fast forward on
Yeah, there it is.
podcast.
Yeah,
Look at that awesome thing,
yeah. Been driving past them.
dude.
out
I
there.
want one so bad.
They all have California
Can you
tags on
spin
them.
it around?
It's the whole top is like glass, all the top.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah. And dude, look at that thing. And it's the first time when they say, "Oh, this is bulletproof," Elon Musk threw like a little pebble at it and shattered the window.
No, it didn't.
No.
Yeah, it was a really bad presentation
Oh,
that went total wrong.
Jesus.
But I don't know. It's something about that truck. If I am going to get an electronic vehicle, I'd have to have a lot of money and get that. Or if Elon could just know. There was an episode where Elon was on my top 10 list of guys that I would
solicit.
No, it was for $12 million. Because
You're asking for $12 million?
well, this is a little nugget of history for the Adjust My podcast. Jared and Stan and I.
Mm-hmm. I remember this.
We had this long, and I'm telling you, this discussion got a lot of attention. It was weird. Jared and Stan say they do not have a number for how much they could get paid to give a man
on a man.
Yes, exactly. Thank you for
my
making this
garage.
better. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but there's a number for everything. Like there just is. And they go, well, what's your number? I'm like, $12 million. I don't know where that number came from. I just thought that was a healthy amount of money that if I wanted to stop working
And live
and
with myself.
survive off of $12 million for the rest of my life and make every future decision, I think that one act would be worth it. So I was saying, like, famous people unite, come up with the money. Whoever wants to pay me for this,
It's a great plan.
I will do it. And they thought it was total bullcrap. That's my number. So, and it trickled through. Half the people we know have a number. Half the people play the hardball. There's no number that could take my self-respect, and all the different stupid excuses that you would totally do it for. And they keep trying to lower my number, like 11 million, 10 million, 9 million. I'm like, no, it's 12 million. Because they're trying to get me to 1 million, or 500,000.
Scott's like, I got standards.
12 million. At least it needs to be enough to where I can retire.
All right. Wow.
Glad you got
Maybe
that
not.
figured out, bro.
I could probably be negotiated down, guys. If y'all had 11, 5, we'll talk. But that was a long standing conversation with all of us, and I had to go on a podcast. There was a podcast that invited our podcast onto their show, and their show was called The Twisted 10, and they're out of Merritt Island, and I think the Village Idiot. Woo!
Village
The
Idiot.
Village Idiot Pub was where they had a sponsorship and a thing going there, and their
Is this your way of
podcast.
bringing it all back around?
Yeah,
Twisted
that
10,
circle.
it was me and Maddie and Stan and Jared. We all went to Merritt Island to this podcast, and the Twisted 10 is we got to bring the topic, and we have to bring our own top 10 list with us. And the top 10 list, I didn't get to choose. I was voted out. It was the top 10 men that Scott would service for $12 million. So I had to come up with 12 men, research them, find them, and name them. So I picked all ugly guys. I picked one
So
guy
are you
that
telling
was
me it's going to
dead.
cost $12 million to run EcoFest?
Yeah, pretty much. And then we can all retire together.
So we're going to delve into that a little bit later.
Should we take a break?
Is that a break worthy
I think this is a
segue?
time for a break.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
Cool. Frank doesn't even know how to respond. Look at him over there.
Man,
We lost him. He was talking to him earlier.
Hey, Scott.
Hey,
$12 million.
it's okay. He's sticking to his numbers, what he's doing.
New millennium coming up. Ride a lot of dead animals. Right on what that means. I don't know what that means. I don't know. But I'm gonna kick it. I give life endless luxury loosely. Who's he? Well, he's the nappy-headed pappy. Said the boy got funk right in my 4-4 Royce. Projecting my voice. I let them bitches know I'm Troy boy. But I'm McCoy. I drink ODB on my body weight. Baby, I'm bionic. And boy, I let you know that I'm on it before I get off. Not soft. Kick rhymes like Jim hit the bucket. So fuck it. Love me 2 times, but I'm gonna still rise above it. My friend the alien and there's a rise on the storm. And I want the flowers in my garden about dignity. How you feel? I'm a sign. I use my mind like a 9. I wanna feed a cop crack and tell him walk a straight line. Then I kiss him on the lips and let him know that I'm kind. I kiss him on the lips and let him know that I'm kind. I'm searching for love in all the wrong places. B-boy stance and break dance with fat laces. Blind man is one of many senses. Roadkill. Have no eyes. You can't realize that he's dead. I said the blind man is one of many senses. Roadkill. Have to feel your way to pull the body to the side. Blind man is one of many senses. Roadkill. Have no eyes. You can't realize that he's dead. Blind man is one of many senses. Roadkill. Have to feel your way to pull the body to the side. So close your eyes. Pull the body to the side. Hide in the woods or you'll be roadkill. Close your eyes. Pull the body to the side. Hide in the woods or you'll be roadkill. How many people think it's like this? How many people think it's like this? How many people think it's like this? You gotta close your eyes and pull your bodies to the side. Pull the bodies to the side. Pull the bodies to the side. Pull the bodies to the side. Another trouble get wicked. Traveling eclectic collectibles. I got pocket pools with my rocket pools. Rolling out of orbit. Sponge like grunge might be the villain. The tongue out, sprung out, but just a hurt. People filling them holes. Every bone bottom. I got to bury like hidden treasure. My business and this mind on my face. The selfishness. Guess it's just conditioning. See, I was all alone and my boss was coming wrong. That's diminishing. Finishing the blind sides on my sides while bindings. I wanted red lights focus on them tie-dyes. But tie-dye, red, swerve, but never nerve. And with no bread to be the needy, greedily misled. I say, nevertheless, I still enjoy this ride. So close your eyes and pull the bodies to the side. Blind man is one of many senses. Roadkill. Have no eyes, you can't realize that he's dead. I said the blind man is one of many senses. Roadkill. Have to feel your way to pull the bodies to the side. The blind man is one of many senses. Roadkill. Have no eyes, you can't realize that he's dead. Blind man is one of many senses. Roadkill. Have to feel your way to pull the bodies to the side. So close your eyes, pull the bodies to the side. Hide in the woods or you'll be roadkill. Close your eyes, pull the bodies to the side. Hide in the woods or you'll be roadkill. Wait, the day it started, retarded 40 drinking.
Fucking figure that out. Use math as college girl.
What comes out of your mouth?
Hey, college girl, use math. What does that add up to?
Well, how about when you say go fuck someone, what does that add up to?
It adds up to go fuck him, and it's none of my business. Do it. Feel it. Love it. Live it. And leave me alone if you're going to be like this.
My life is pretty plain. Now who's to blame when it's all like calculus? I'll do like an alky does. Miraculous amounts of 32 and 40 ounce, and I'm about to the side of the road and unload on them road kill creators. You wanna hear the lady say, yo, fucking animal activist, I'm an animal pacifist. Blind man is one of many senses. Roadkill. Have no eyes, you can't realize that he's dead. And the blind man is one of many senses. Roadkill. Have to feel your way, you pull the bodies to the side. Blind man is one of many senses. Roadkill. You have no eyes, you can't realize that he's dead. Blind man is one of many senses. Roadkill. Have to feel your way, you pull the bodies to the side. Close your eyes, pull the bodies to the side. Hide in the woods, and you'll be roadkill. Close your eyes, pull the bodies to the side. Yo, hide in the woods, and you'll be roadkill. That's right. That's right. Animals are expecting to hit them. That's bullshit. Hip-hop is man. Listen, you vegetarian. No man making a hot sun. You never know. Well done. I might wanna meet me a female. Oh, I like your style.
Down.
Dang, you
I like the down.
Hey, I could see you on a
You kind of look
cross
like
looking
one of
see
the
you on
duck
a
caller
cross.
guys.
Dear goodness gracious.
Just
man.
kidding.
Yeah, you look like a Duck Dynasty guy right now with the down. The dad.
Hey, but Scott, couldn't you see him on a cross too? I'm just teasing.
Oh my god.
Saint Frank.
No, up on a cross.
Yeah, Saint Frank Cross.
Go back to recording now because I want to eat this cookie butter.
Jesus.
Get out of here, dog. This is not
It-
time for this.
We have a Jesus
Check,
on the show.
check, adjust.
Oh, I gotta put this back on.
I don't know where to put my cookie butter.
We're gonna put it in our mouths here in a second.
The dog just licked your
Cookie
spoon
butter
there.
is back in stock. It is back in stock. Colleen can't put headphones on.
And I'm holding a scoop of
It's
cookie
pretty. It's
butter.
pretty interesting.
Hey, Colleen, look, you can go like this.
See how Frank did it,
It doesn't matter. I got it
Actually,
now.
I held it with my toes.
Ew.
dude? You may walk around barefoot.
Oh,
Like, I can pick my own nose with my toes.
Ew, you
Gross.
can. Whoa.
I stretch like every day.
all right.
I
What do
can't
we
do
got in our
that.
hands?
Bischoff cookie butter.
Is that
I
how
think
you
I
say
said-
it?
Is it Bischoff?
Biscoff.
Biscoff?
I think.
Try it. Is it good?
We
You
know
remember.
it's good. Get out of
We
here.
I used to buy whole cases of this stuff, T, and when we had a guest on the show, we'd give it out. I think I
got
got
Yeah.
Oh my god.
some for Frank.
I ate an entire jar in 3 days when I was in New Jersey of this.
Isn't it the best?
It's so good.
It smells like a ginger cookie,
Mm.
kind of.
Oh my god.
When you're on an airplane, they give you the cookies.
And
It's
you
so
dip-
hard to
hey.
talk because it's all stuck to your mouth.
Do you ever dip them in the coffee?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my garage.
I took the cookies and dipped them in the cookie butter when they didn't have the crunchy. I
Yes.
made my own.
You crunch cookies in it? Mm-hmm. Well, did you buy Bischoff crunchy cookies?
Yes. I didn't crunch them in there. I spread them on top of the cookie
And you didn't
and
bring me
ate it
any?
that way.
You really did that?
Yeah, but I did it in bed alone with nobody around because I was embarrassed at myself. I didn't tell Brent until the next day that I did it.
Is that like a go-to, or do you have
No.
like a go-to?
I haven't done it since.
Do you have a go-to thing when nobody's around to eat that
used
you will
to-
put together?
I used to just get buttercream frosting from Publix.
Yeah.
Remember when I would tell you to do that and get a bag of Lay's?
Yeah.
Just 2020, that was my go-to meal. Buttercream frosting and Lay's potato chips.
Frank, what you got?
I make tacos.
Oh, so you make taco? Do you do the taco kit with the whole thing that's already pre-done?
Oh, no,
do
I
you
do it
buy
on my
your
own.
tacos separate?
I get the meat. I get the tacos separate. I get the different kind of sauce made. I go all in.
So you have different with little different everything. And
I
it-
pick
is
little
that
pieces and parts.
100% always on stock at the house? You always can
Always.
just put that together at
Always.
any point.
I'll eat an entire pound of hamburger meat.
Team, go freaky on us. Like, what's one of your meals that just was like,
Oh, go to. I can tell you a go to.
all right,
This is like
it's gonna be so healthy. Watch
when you
Let's
get
hear it.
hungry in like in the middle of the day or whatever, and you want to
tofu.
That's
fucking-
what it is. It's a tofu sandwich on Ezekiel bread
See?
with sesame, tahini, and sprouts, and maybe like some, whatever with it.
That sesame tahini. I think I got some in there. I'm gonna go check.
Yummy.
Real quick.
I'm so lazy.
It's a
My
gut
go-to
buster.
meals are like Campbell's chicken noodle soup.
I love that soup.
I do too.
with the right kind of cracker.
Yeah.
Old school.
I don't really ever have crackers unless I'm sick.
I
But I just eat chicken noodle soup all the time. I love it.
just recently gave up potato chips and moved everything to wheat thins and
yeah.
and trail mix.
What about Cheez-Its? I love
Tahini.
Cheez-Its so much.
No, I have been doing the
pretty, like-
the fish. I've been doing the
goldfish?
I've been doing goldfish, but I gave
kids
up
like those.
I gave up potato
Yeah, kids
chips.
do.
I'm just trying to eat healthier.
I think you
Just
told
say,
me
yeah,
to get
kids
that.
do.
You told me to get that, I think, T.
It doesn't look like peanut butter. It looks runny.
I think it needs to be stirred.
Okay, it's got a lump in it.
Probably.
All right. I love it.
World. What is that stuff? What is that stuff?
That's T's tahini stuff, man.
Instead of peanut butter, you get like
It's like
the
a sesame spread.
butter kind of deal.
That's weird.
Yeah, it gets a little like you got to mix it. I think
You make a couple slabs of tofu on a sandwich with some like bread. I like Ezekiel bread, and it's a gut buster. It fills you up, and then it's like gone later.
Do you say Ezekiel bread?
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
Ezekiel bread. Yeah,
They
So what
made
does
it
that even
They
mean?
made it for me once, and it was
Bible bread.
I think you had some of the microgreens on it from Southmere Farms.
Yes, that's
so
my favorite. Sunflower
it was
sprouts
really
on
good.
that.
And then my friend Holly got me hooked on this certain garlic. It's a certain dressing, like a cold pressed olive oil type of dressing, and it goes perfect with those microgreens.
Those
Man,
they're
it's good.
so good.
How
They really are.
So I haven't ever been able to actually get the microgreens and put them on anything because I'll eat the entire bag in like
Like
two
a rabbit.
like 2 giant handfuls. I'll eat the entire thing.
Oh yeah,
Just they don't ever survive for more than like 30 seconds.
oh yeah.
So good.
I got them all over me. They're stuck in my beard. I mean, it's all over the place.
Yeah,
Ever since I've been getting those
sprout.
microgreens,
Yeah.
since I've been getting them, and the farmers market, they're not still doing that on the weekends right now or on Fridays.
No, I don't know what the deal is.
Okay,
Some kind
but
of,
southmerefarms.com still
Yeah.
has the website with all the information.
Yeah.
Just even so you can look into the microgreens and kind of just school yourself, because it's like when I go to trade shows for produce conventions and stuff, and I'm going to another one in California here in a couple weeks. Microgreens are like the new it thing.
and all the weird flowers that
Yep.
you can eat.
All
as
the edible
salad.
flowers, and
That's
there's
big.
a lot of foreign, like Asian type of cuisine type company based setups that have those little packaging with flowers and everything that's edible and healthy.
but exotic and new looking and
Yep.
eye candy to
Exactly.
see all the colors.
And you're seeing Publix, you're seeing all these stores carrying more and more and more of all that stuff.
That's cool.
It is, man. If you had like a guilty, like
Oh,
not healthy, like let's
know what
go,
that is.
let's go. What's the bad one?
you know that I think it's like maybe in a tin like can of carnation evaporated milk, but it's a super thick stuff.
Ovaltine?
No, it's like some kind of use it.
It's
syrupy, sugary.
I know exactly
I
what
dip the spoon in that and just hit it.
What is it?
it's evaporated.
good.
It's condensed milk.
This is the unhealthy thing.
It's the evaporated condensed milk creamer
like
stuff that you.
taffy,
That's what
right?
yes.
Is
Is-
it powder
it's
or cream?
gluttonously
cream.
good.
This is the unhealthy thing.
It's like a caramel. It's here. We're gonna.
Dear Lord, Thad.
yeah.
That's the unhealthy
when
thing.
you're making a pumpkin pie, or you're making like during that time of year during Thanksgiving, and that you
It's
have to get-
evaporated
you have
milk.
to get that evaporated
Oh,
milk,
okay.
that
Yeah.
thick stuff.
sugary.
My mom,
Goodness.
when she would go, I would always say, "Don't throw that can away," because she would try to scrape the can, and I would
Really?
go in there with one of those little spatula
rubbery
things,
deals,
the rubbery,
yeah.
because it'll just get all the grooves,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I would have one spatula to lick on.
Yeah, you were
And
not
it's
going to
that
throw that
condensed
I had
away.
milk.
no
It's
idea
the
that was a
best.
thing.
That's
So
a good
good.
one. That
Glad
is
you know about
that's
that.
fire right there.
Yeah,
I think I
Scott.
got some in there right now. That,
No, you
that I
don't.
will. I think so. I'm pretty sure I do.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's so good.
Colleen.
It's ridiculous.
No, I've never had that. I don't know
Man,
why.
you just-
I gotta try it. No, maybe I don't need to try it.
Does everybody
bad
here?
for
Have
you.
you guys at any times like? I don't do it anymore because I know how bad it is for me now. Sometimes when I'm maybe gummied up or whatever want to call it, guys. I've gone to it late at night before, but it's like
What?
a ramen. Just going with a ramen recipe. I mean,
course.
it's
Salt
cheap.
fix.
It's like
Ramen.
Yeah.
15 cents,
I
and
know.
it's pure salt and pure bad for you. Pure, just terrible for you. But there's so many ways that you can make it, and it's so good.
Yeah, it's
Like you can make it real brothy and have that juice, or you can make it kind of dry and
Brett makes fun of me because I drain almost all the broth.
I do too.
See?
Allie and Silas like having broth.
Like, I don't mind the broth, but the broth always makes the noodles more soggy, and I don't like them that soggy. I
I don't
want them
either.
kind of like a little,
Crunchy.
yeah. I wouldn't even say crunchy, but like once they get past a certain point of being cooked too much, I got to toss it.
Is it beef? Is it chicken?
Beef.
Is it soy? Is it...
Always for me, beef.
Oh.
It used to be chicken growing up, but then beef.
I like the roasted chicken.
I like the roasted chicken in the cup of ramen.
Okay.
And I only like the brand that with the face. I don't know how to say it correctly. Mock ramen or something? I don't know. Manchurian
I think
candidate.
Frank has an itchy heel or something going on over here.
Oh my God.
See him over here?
I'm going to take your word for it.
Butters loves that too, by the way.
Oh,
This dog is cracking me up, dude.
Real quick, guys. We went on a cruise this past weekend. I just got back. Everybody knows Butters that listens to the show. I hope by now. If not, you've seen pictures of him on the group or somewhere. Butters is a little albino Shih Tzu, and he has this look to him. He almost looks human-like sometimes when he stares at you, but then he's got these weird goat eyes, and they're red, and he's like the kid. That dog is something else. He is awesome. We're so thankful to have him. He is an ugly little dog, and I love him.
yeah,
We're on the cruise, and I'm not going to say who was with me on this because this is, I guess, kind of bad, but funny. There's a woman that had this cheetah outfit on the cruise on the top by the boat. It was like, and it was really like scant, like
Revealing.
and she was a very beautiful woman, like much respect, beautiful woman. Her complexion was like, Butters is albino. This woman wasn't albino, but she just had this very light skin to her that was just a little exotic, like Butters, right? But then her hair had this
That
this
was weird
brown tint to it, and it was kind of crazy. And I'm like, damn, that's hot Butters. And the people that were there that know Butters fucking fell to the ground laughing. It was like a real human version of Butters, but like hot.
I bet Butters could win an ugly dog contest.
What's cool about Butters is he just gets along with like we took him out to the dog fest in Sanford and everything. And he's on a leash and he's walking by, Great Danes and pit bulls and these big old dogs and everybody's just wagging their tail. He doesn't show any emotion or care or worry. He'll come right up to you and be your friend. A human comes to the front door, he tries to bite you and murder you until you just give him a pet, and then he's yours. Now he just goes and gets the ball, and he doesn't
that's
throw
not
the ball.
true, guys. If you come to Scott's house, Butters will tear your ass up. So don't
He
just show up
tries.
here. Okay, there's no just pet the dog and then he likes
Thank you for that. Yeah, Blue.
That's how it worked
for
Blue
me.
will sick balls. Blue's on sick
These are
ball.
vicious guard dogs, people.
Jelly will hump your leg.
Until Scott gives them permission
you
to
leave.
like you, they won't like you.
It's true.
That's it.
It's true.
Come on, dude.
I know. I'm
Just
sorry.
come in and pet him. I leave
That's
all my
dangerous.
doors unlocked.
Yeah.
Let me tell you where I live now. It's not like the most popular neighborhood in Titusville. I mean, God. You like never think about stuff like that. You're just like, hey, this is where I live.
Be my friend.
Come on by.
You got
If my dogs bark at you and you're scared, that's okay. Just kick them. They'll like you after. And then you can come in and steal all of my podcast equipment. I'm cool.
Get a shot of that.
Damn it, man. I got
Sorry.
nothing on that. I can't say anything.
Sorry.
The cruise was amazing. My friend Tyler and Carrie Joe live out in Mims. I guess they've been together 10 or so years. I've only really been around them the last couple years through some other friends. And getting to go on a cruise with all of them and getting to see him on this little MSC was the cruise line, and it was out of Port Canaveral, and they have their own island, and it just goes directly there for 2 days. It's like a little small man-made island that used to be like they have a certain type of sand, the aggronite type of sand that they can mine there. That I guess it's been happening for like 20 plus years, and they tell you the whole story on how they're trying to build this as some sustainable thing. Let's be real. Your marketing department's doing their best to hide the fact that you're grinding through rock to build an island, and it's all man-made.
We'll make this happen.
And it's beautiful. It's really beautiful. It really is. they have a lighthouse on the end at one point where there's this little like restaurant bar thing in a lighthouse, and at night it does a light show and everything.
That looked cool.
And it was so cool. It was beautiful. And what is cool is coming in, like the boat coming into the island, they had to dredge out probably a mile's worth of real deep, of shallow coral and stuff. And that's probably what made the island itself. I think it was like 5 years ago or so. And so when the boat comes in the dock and then you walk out to the beach, you're like 300, 400 yards from touching the boat. And you're swimming with coral. I mean, there was all kinds of fish and like parrotfish and triggerfish and just all the badass fish, all the tangs, all the different kinds, all the little damsels. And you put your hand out when you're snorkeling and they all come up biting on it. I love that shit, dude. So cool. But he sat down on one knee, asked, for marriage and gave her a ring.
Was she surprised?
And oh, yeah. There's been a joke going on, I guess, where she used to, Tyler's always given her like a straw wrapper that's wrapped around your finger and will say, "Will you marry me?" Like a little running joke.
Yeah.
And so that's what he did at first. And so she is kind of doing, "Oh, yes," like the whole, "I don't really believe you." And then our friend Jen and Ant's their daughter, Kaya, brought the real ring up in front and showed it. And then like she saw it and was like, "What?" And she was so confused. Like she didn't put it together. She's so used to it being just bullshit.
That's awesome.
So when it popped out and it was awesome, it was just such a
way
beautiful,
to surprise her.
cool way. It was really awesome to be able to see all
the long con paid off.
Yeah.
all the fake proposals.
Yeah.
And he's like, "This will be great."
So cool.
That's awesome.
The MSC cruise ship was super nice, super cool. I got one critique, and I think it's a non-negotiable, and they have a lot of things that I think are better in certain ways than some of the other cruise lines. Step up your food game, people. Like when you do your breakfast, lunch, and your buffets even.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you're supposed to have like a pizza and a couple staple things that are all the time that you have. They had the same breakfast and lunch buffets, terribly cooked, terrible, like the dinners, like the nice dinners. It was really just bad. And it's not me saying it, it's like the whole place.
Oh, that sucks.
Kind of saying, even the waiters are kind of like, get what you get,
Can you give us a name?
The service, yeah, the guy's name.
Around.
Yeah, no. But like, I'll compare. When I went on Royal Caribbean earlier this year, there were certain things that maybe were a little less than what they were in years past as far as service level, because like that's the one thing cruises are all about, is making sure like you were waited on. But us as Americans, we are kind of crappy people to other people in a lot of instances. So I could see if you're in that business that you would get worn down, and start just like, okay, especially if you're not getting tipped properly and it's not a mutual beneficial situation.
But you're saying good food, prepared.
Great food at Royal Caribbean. Terrible food on the MSC ship. Really bad.
It was like just not good tasting or good for you kind of deal.
Like the pizza was probably the best thing that they had.
Yeah.
I mean, their dinners, like the steaks were just like, just gross. It was like, it was weird. It was hard. The texture was weird. It just was something.
Space food.
I don't know. It was just not good.
Yeah.
Their mac and cheese was really runny. Just basic, easy things should be very good and well prepared. They just, I don't know if they were.
All right.
I feel like I'm talking about too much.
Can I bring up something really random that came to mind when you were talking about like entertainment?
Yeah.
Did you see the newest thing in Vegas that for music entertainment, the Sphere?
I thought that was for all kinds of entertainment.
Well, I guess so. It is.
I did hear about that. Yeah,
dude, it looks like okay.
I don't like it.
For lack of a better way to describe it, it reminds me of like, when you go on Soarin' at Epcot, or like one of those rides where it's like that big like screen that comes all the way around. Well, it's like a 360 immersion thing where it actually makes it look like the outside sky. Like performers can perform and have whatever the fuck they want behind them. If you want it to look like the Joshua Tree or whatever, it takes and makes the entire place look like you were there.
And they're saying that
they're
going to have to design shows specifically for that place.
Yes. but like it looks like the possibilities could be endless with this. But it's going to be all up to the artists because every artist is going to have to do something different, and they can do whatever they wanted with it. But
some
it looks
company's
really
going to go
cool.
there, perfect it, and then offer the service to everybody. Watch.
Yeah, maybe.
Just like a movie to produce. It's going to be awesome. I think it's going to be amazing.
I want a full experience like that. I mean, because it just looked so cool there. And I know what it's like, even on some of the rides that they have now at Disney that are so immersive that you're just like, oh, wow, this like really makes you feel like.
I mean, really, we're going to be able to put on VR headsets eventually, and then you're going to spend like $29.99 to watch the Foo Fighters.
I would do it.
Like live somewhere, and it's going to be the Foo Fighters in some kind of studio, and they're going to have a camera set up in there that millions of people can subscribe and just be a part of that song creation or that whatever
moment.
Those immersive situations are becoming more and more prevalent every day.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you the other side of it. I don't think it's cool because I think that that's going to keep people from going out and doing things and just stay in their cave all the time and not enjoying the things we have outside. So
what we're going to do is we're going to have Frank, and we're going to put him in a locked room, and we're going to have a camera in there, and we're going to feed him and stuff, kind of like Big Brother or something, but like, you know, controlled environment and not letting him do what he wants.
I would lose my mind.
And then we're going to put like a bunch of alligator experts and people like with VR headsets on. And then they're going to be able to poke and pry, ask them questions, and.
But there's this, it's a way for a lot of people, Frank, to be able to do things they never would be able to do.
That's true.
Of course,
It'll have its
in one.
moments.
I would actually, anybody would actually want to be there, I think, rather than not be there. But like in situations like, okay, the Foo Fighters, they just announced their tour again, right? Nothing near here, and it's like for me, like. Missing out on the show the year Taylor died and stuff, like I just want to go so bad, but it's like I can't see spending that money and having to fly to another state.
How much would you spend? How much would you spend if what's the best venue for the Foo Fighters?
$12 million.
Listen,
in the world.
That's
What's
what I
the
was thinking,
best
Frank.
venue that you could think of that you would love to see the Madison Square Garden in any type of big venue like that?
listen, where I want to see him play, and we actually have the option Friday the tickets go on sale for it. It's at Fenway.
Oh,
in
okay.
Boston.
Okay.
Because I love the Red Sox.
Okay.
Fenway Park.
So
They're playing, and we have pre-sale, code for the tickets, and now it's like, okay, well, which credit card do we get out for this? Because the show isn't until July of next year, so we have all the way until then. But when those tickets come out, then we have to figure, okay, how much are we willing to spend on the tickets? Because then we have to fly up there.
And you definitely get VIP. You're not going to go.
No,
you're not going to go in the regular section.
No, I mean we could still get really good seats.
See,
without having to
exactly
spend a lot, because we got the pre-sale code, so we'll get tickets first. So like,
sure,
we already have a number that we're willing to spend on the tickets.
Okay,
and then it's just all figuring out, can we
then
get a
you're going.
babysitter for the kids? Like, all these things.
So let's say, how much would
I already told him not to do it.
How much would you spend to be able to go to Fenway Park, but virtually with a VR, like a headset on, and actually be able to watch and to have the best view, perfect sound, the people that are there live, you're there live with them. And maybe there's even some kind of emoji of you or some kind of version of you in some virtual cloud on the top.
I would pay like $50 to do that.
You'd spend the $12 million that Scott made from his
on top of
endeavor.
the $50 all the way up to like $5,000 a ticket they're going to get for all of their live shows eventually. They're going to be able to compound that in a VR environment and have their shows where it's dual purpose. And people that can't, just like people that go to a movie theater, are going to want to watch movies with a VR headset in 3D rather than going to the one-eyed 3D Max. And COVID kind of made that go faster because you had to be separated from people. Mm-hmm. So this technology got a whole bunch of money put into the marketplace to study it and to advance it. And now you got Apple coming out with their way overpriced headset. And if that headset really is above and beyond all the others, it's going to catapult everybody else to that. And then the price is going to start coming down. And then, within 5-10 years, we're going to have like a pretty advanced VR environment that we're immersing ourselves in. It's kind of crazy.
Speaking of musical events, what was the whole thing that happened out in the desert here recently?
Oh, the Burning Man.
Yeah. So you're talking about COVID and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What exactly happened out there?
Out there, they had.
Wasn't there some kind of crazy disease that went around or
no,
something?
it was a weather.
Yeah,
weather thing happened
they
out of
ended
nowhere.
up getting a whole lot
And
of
it
rain out
flooded.
there, and
Yeah.
it flooded out there.
And nobody could leave. All the
It's an
roads got
old lake
closed, right?
bed.
Yeah, and it just kept raining and raining and raining.
But there were all these things that they were saying that they were getting it locked down because there were people that were.
Well, they were telling people to stay into their campsites and their tents, and
Yeah.
they were pausing all the shows because of all the rain and the.
Okay.
When you have that bed, it gets real slippery in those old lake beds.
Oh yeah.
And so it was just a hazard, and people couldn't drive out. Like Chris Rock was thumbing down the
saw that.
road. Him and a couple people, they were thumbing down the road, and a pickup truck picked him up. And there's video of all these kids and Chris Rock and people in a pickup truck driving to an area to where they can get help. Like it was just, like it's almost like a big camping trip of a bunch of people. No matter
Isn't it
who.
like a bunch of rich people though?
It started off, I don't think, as rich people. I think it's, I can't give you the full, but it is just a bunch of people that wanted to
Artists.
like do things without like take acid and do things and have like an experience in a primitive private area to be left alone. And then once it starts, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and more people want to do it. And then it turns into a real festival. Then you got Coachella, then you got whatever is the end thing every year. I think it started off as like a little mini experience for a certain amount of people. And it's a lot of artists. They get creative and make these big floats like you're like in New Orleans. They like make these big old structures and everything to kind of show off their personality or whatever their art is or whatever. I guess I don't know.
Interesting.
They got rain.
I'm sure Foo Fighters are out there all the time doing their thing out there.
Right. It's gonna rain.
Grohl's out there. Grohl's out there partying.
No,
Is Grohl not a partier?
I don't think so.
You don't think he goes out to Burning Man and just like
No,
hangs out with like Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt?
I don't
and
think so. No,
Elon Musk and his 18 children.
it's like I just saw him like doing this cut promo with
Chris
Ryan
Rock.
Seacrest, and I'm like, no, why is Dave Grohl?
If he's
the
hanging out with
same-
Ryan Seacrest, he's going to Coachella. He's doing all the crazy
I
things.
can see him doing like something like that.
See?
Coachella, but not Burning Man. I don't know. What the fuck do I know? I'm tired.
Hey, did you
It's been
guys
a long night.
get some rain a couple days ago? I know Frank said he did.
It's been
Dude,
raining every day
yes.
here, right?
Yeah, Titusville got 5.5 inches.
I'm just getting back into town,
We got 3 2 days ago, and this whole week we got more than 7 inches.
and there's flooding everywhere.
Yeah.
You see it everywhere.
KOA is all flooded now.
If we get a tropical system right now that's slow moving, we are in trouble.
So what does that mean for the wildlife around here right now?
Well, being the time of the year it is one thing. So this time of the year, October, November, crocodilians, alligators specifically, 'cause that's most of what we have here, ramp back up with their hormones again. So they actually go back into another breeding cycle, even though they don't lay a nest this time of the year. So they're all awake. All the wildlife that's been out and about is all looking for high ground. So all your snakes are all going to high ground. Rattlesnakes are awake and above ground this time of the year anyhow. So it's been a lot more interesting wildlife conflict here recently. You guys heard about the whole thing over there with the alligator and the guy and on the other coast.
Yeah.
That was it seems like people get lulled to sleep this time of the year and believe that nothing is happening once the weather gets a little bit cooler. And that's when usually a lot of your
Things happen.
most bizarre wildlife encounters happen because everybody gets kind of copacetic with the idea that there's nothing to be worried about, and that's when you start finding the conflict.
And you have a big influx of people moving to Florida that have never experienced a lot of these things. You have a homeless population that is growing in Florida that are putting up camps in different areas of Florida.
A lot of those
Some
being
are
wild
lowlands,
areas.
some are
Yep.
like a grassland areas where maybe there's a trail where there's an alligator. I mean, all of the horrible things that we've seen in the news, I mean, they're all happening, and it's terrible and it's sad. And
Yeah, this conflict is only going to increase as more and more people come to Florida, which what they're saying now, 1,000 people a day.
it's a lot of people.
As more and more people come into Florida and our wild areas go away and we further encroach upon these areas that have been wild forever, you're going to see more of this complacency, unfortunately,
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to see more conflict. It's going to be, this past, 5 years, there have been like more interesting alligator things going on than there probably ever has been before.
Wow.
This stuff was all way spaced out. And it's still, again, it's things that can be avoided when it comes with crocodilians. It's just, most of it is people making silly choices and being complacent and think it can't be them. And that's every time it happens to you. If you're down there if you're feeding the wildlife, if people find themselves at any point throwing things in the water, I don't care if it's a piece of bread to the fish, if they're feeding the birds in the backyard with water nearby, all that stuff. An alligator's biggest, it's weird to say this out loud, but their biggest strength is also their biggest weakness. It's their intelligence. All they do all day long is sit and watch things, compute things, and figure out an easier way to make a living.
Yeah.
And if that's provided to them, they're going to go take it every single time. And a lot of times that's where you end up with these interactions. Next thing you know, you know somebody's hurt, killed, their pet's gone, something awful's happening, and then of course it's the animal's fault. Complacency. It's always complacency.
That's the gold right there.
Wow.
That little nugget right there. Yeah.
It's a word I use a lot. You know what I mean? It's we're having a talk Thursday about the whole crocodile thing in Satellite Beach, which again everybody thinks there's 5,000 crocodiles in Satellite Beach. It's one crocodile.
Yeah.
It's one crocodile
On the move.
Yep. He didn't have a transmitter. He had a transmitter. He didn't have a transmitter. He does not have a transmitter. Everybody thinks it's 15 different ones, but it's all one crocodile.
I have a
I know that personally because him and I have had conversations.
I have an idea to get us rich at some point,
Tell me.
and maybe you can make this happen because you're like a baller and everything.
Sorry, that was, I don't know why I chuckled
You're
about
like
that.
a gator baller, and I thought maybe you could be a Cupid. There's a Chance that's just chilling up there in the St. Augustine animal pen, and Chance is bulky, dude. He's
St.
like,
Augustine Animal Pen. Oh my gosh.
he's getting
Alligator Farm.
St. Augustine Alligator Farm and Zoological Park.
There you go.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
Well,
It's a
I knew
Chance.
you'd fix it for me. I knew you'd fix
The
my
one
problems.
that Frank rescued.
Yeah, exactly. Up in Chicago, you did the thing. You went up there and you jumped in the water on top of an alligator, and you
true.
sang a song to it to sleep, and then it stopped wrestling you. And
We
then
cried
you,
together. We cried together, and then we
flew on the airplane together with it on your shoulder.
something like that.
It's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, something like that.
You want to hook them up?
So,
Yeah. Where are we going with
so
this?
now we have a new famous gator in town that Chance can't be hanging out with the basic regular Florida gator. There's this gator that doesn't have a jaw on the top, and they named it, and it's over at Gatorland, and it's like called Jawlene. All right,
Frank, how is
Jawlene
this alligator
with it.
surviving without
It's
a
like
top?
it's Colleen's cousin Jawlene.
Colleen, I've seen him over the years with such brutal damages. I've seen them missing their top jaws like that. I've
Yeah.
seen them with giant holes in their side where you could watch their lungs and their heart work.
Looks like the guy from
I've s-
Beetlejuice.
Yeah, I've seen them with all their legs
they
missing.
survive.
I've seen them with all their legs missing and their tail missing.
Yeah, I mean,
I've
it's
seen
gnarly.
I've seen them with their bottom jaws hanging off like big flappers.
Yeah.
You name the injury.
I mean, the energy from another gator or from a situation or from getting stuck, whatever the case may be, I mean, it's going to...
Well, the thing they have going for them is it's the top immune system in the world, right? So all these things that would kill most animals, if they can deal with the injury itself, it's going to heal up.
Yep.
I mean, their blood chemistry kills every known virus and every known bacteria on contact, so they're able to not have to worry about infection. Infection's not a thing in their world. They can just repair.
I think we need
repair
to
it.
get their stem cells and put it in ours so we don't have that.
We're working on some stuff with that.
Yeah.
We know they can repair their own chromosomes immediately. We know they have a blood clotting factor that we still can't quite understand. That's the reason they can lose limbs, have giant holes in them, and their blood turns into
Could
jelly.
you
and it's
imagine-
done right
Giant
then and there.
holes thing is blowing my
Could you
mind.
imagine if we could just live a lot longer, but all we needed is, man, we just need to have some scales.
Gator blood?
It's a little scalage, like some little dense scalage instead of this little skin crap we got that gets us cancer and everything all the time.
I'm telling
we
you.
just get that
How-
alligator skin.
Yeah.
So what's that
And
alligator
then we're
eating?
healthy. Then we still have our boobs and we still have our bodies and our
For real.
balls and our wieners and our butts and everything.
The gator without the
but
jaw.
just with like a cool gator scale.
This guy.
They find a way.
Bounce off the rocks.
12 million.
Somebody stop Scott.
You know,
I'm into this.
they find a way
What if
to
there's a
they find a way to
Pornhub
figure it
group
out.
of this?
Unbelievable.
Yeah, they find a way to figure it out. That's the reason they've
So-
been here so long.
What's the deal with the top thing missing? I mean,
Oh, so Jawlene, I don't know what happened, but I know her jaw is. I even got the story here.
Yeah, it's
So-
it's back to her eyes almost. It's missing. It's
And I think they just the other day got it here. It's Jawlene named for the 1973 Dolly Parton song Jolene. This is from the CBS News Miami. McHugh also shared that Jawlene reached a new milestone on Wednesday by eating 2 mice completely on her own using the back of her tongue.
yeah. People act like this thing wasn't surviving before this. You know,
Like,
this
oh, look at it.
this animal did it have an injury? Sure, it has an injury, but this is things they deal with in the wild all the
Yep.
time. This is this is something. This is the world of alligators. It's not a nice, friendly world.
And Jawlene, that's a great name, Dolly Parton. Chance? What is the chance that we can get Jawlene and Chance to make a baby Chanceline?
Well,
Or
let's really think about this. If I really break it down super hard,
maybe we
A
can.
million
I'd
to
say
Maybe
one.
we can
zero.
sell the eggs here at the
A million to
podcast.
one.
hey, she's getting a fake top jaw,
So-
right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's a
They're making this
chance.
cool leather or some kind of prosthetic jaw, and maybe we can put Frank's logo on the top or something sometime.
No.
I don't know.
Oh my God.
No.
You don't.
Maybe you can adopt the Jawlene.
I have.
And then
we have
let it
alligators
visit-
already.
and
yeah.
let it visit Chance.
Yeah. No, I'm good.
And then we'll
Make him
do.
stop.
Dude, it would be
Frank,
like
make him stop.
You heard about this whole thing
it would
in
be better than the Glory Hole and Parker Schnabel's.
Oh my God, make it all
Baron C.
stop.
Gold.
you heard about
I'd rather see this.
you heard about the whole thing up there in Philadelphia with the guy with the service alligator. He tried to walk his alligator
Yeah,
into a
that's
Phillies game. Again, so that's a lot of this stuff. You know, you got to understand.
Isn't having a gator isn't that illegal?
No, it's some states it is, some states
You
it's
have to have a
not.
permit,
The,
right?
the problem
Is
with
it
all this
illegal here?
is
I think so.
I would think so.
Okay, so it's one thing if you have an injured animal and you're trying to give it a better life, and if you have the money like Gatorland to go do something like that,
Yeah.
more power to you. That's great, good for them. With this kind of stuff, it's given people the wrong idea about what an alligator actually is. That's where it starts to bother me. That they're not a warm, fuzzy, pick up in your lap and hang out with it, sleep in the bed next to you kind of animal. That's just not the way they were made. That's not their purpose. And even thinking about walking an animal like that into a public place where there's a bunch of noise going on, they have ears, they have very sensitive hearing. They can die from stress.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just not thinking. You know, it's just people not thinking. It's a publicity stunt. If that's his service animal, he wants to be his service animal in his own house, whatever. When you're taking that out in the public and you're I don't
Frank,
know, it
but
just
seriously,
bothers
can
me,
that-
I guess.
Can that gator provide any service for a human?
No.
Okay.
I mean, so everybody has something that you're attached to, right? That gives you a warm, fuzzy feeling you enjoy, whether that's your family, your dog, whatever it is. Can that provide you emotional support in that thing because maybe you love being around it? Sure. But to try to put that out there as it's something that's helping you out in the
Irresponsible.
Yeah.
in the public area, it just I can't get there. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I can't get there.
And then an otter bit somebody in the leg 41 times in Jupiter.
Hey, otters are no
Did
joke,
you say
man.
41 times?
41 times in the
It's
leg,
like when you hear
bro.
somebody get stabbed, it's like the otter went at him.
Hey,
41.
otters are all
CBS Miami News.
Otters are all teeth and razor blades, buddy. They're that is an animal you do not want to scrap around with because they will beat you. They
in
will
their
beat
news
you to
story,
death.
it says a rabid otter bit a man and a dog in Florida last week, prompting authorities to issue a warning. After the attack in Jupiter, local animal control picked up the otter and tested positive for rabies.
Wow.
No.
Man, I ain't
Palm
scrapping with
Beach
no.
County.
I ain't scrapping with no otter. I ain't gonna do it. I've watched them kill 5-foot alligators and peel them like a banana.
Oh my God.
Otters are no
nuh-uh.
joke. Beavers, dude, imagine a beaver would just tear you up.
Dude,
with their
so
little
the
beaver
we were
teeth.
This is a story we won't discuss right now because I'm in the middle of publishing this, but we were in Maryland about a wildlife call, and this was a couple weeks ago, and I always wanted to see a beaver. Like I wanted, and like we're walking through this wild area, and there's these trees, and I kid you not, dude, they're like 36 inches. Don't start, Scott. That's not even.
You
That's
say wood?
there are these trees. They're like 36
Just wanted to see a
inches
beaver.
plus around, and these freaking beavers that eat. They've been eating
Billy
them.
from Full House, remember him?
All right.
It was
all right.
unbelievable, man.
Let Frank talk.
Yeah, I know. It was really cool. Having we don't have stuff like that
No,
down
we
here.
don't.
I told them that we need to bring like a big giant sack full of beavers down to Florida. Yeah, there's a few things I want. Okay, what?
There's a
sack
few
full of
things in
beavers.
life
Okay,
Frank
no,
wants.
there's
and
a-
number one is a sack full of
Okay,
beavers.
yeah, I would-
That's the name of the show
No,
episode.
I would like to
Sack
have
full of beavers.
somebody needs to bring to Florida a sack full of beavers, a sack full of
Where are we bringing them to?
no, just a sack full of hedgehogs,
46
and a
Damn.
sack full of what are those things called?
prairie
chipmunks.
dogs.
Chipmunks.
prairie dogs.
I want chipmunks.
I used to have a prairie dog.
Yeah,
Two of 'em.
chipmunks, prairie dogs, and beavers. I need a sack of all of them. Just drop them off somewhere randomly in
Sack
Florida.
Full of beavers
I'm joking, obviously.
with Frank
Please don't
Robb.
bring a sack full of beavers to Florida.
with Frank.
Did they ever live here, Frank?
No.
Like when like
No, I have found porcupine skeletons. I have found a porcupine skeleton. So I don't know what that's all about.
Yeah.
But we do have weasels. We have a mink. We have a mink that lives in Florida. A couple
wow.
different ones. And we did apparently at one point have pokey things.
we had a philosophical mink. He said, "I mink, therefore I am."
Dear goodness gracious.
Well, we are going to call it a night, guys.
Sounds good.
We got off to a slow start. So we will next week or later this weekend table. We got a couple more topics I want to bring up. We got light rail.
Yeah.
The bright rail.
Orlando,
Is
South
Is
Florida.
it bright rail?
Bright line.
So bright line. And I watched a YouTube video about them when they first started down in Miami. This one guy went from Miami to Alaska by train, and he had to start. The very first train was the bright line out of Miami that came up to like
Wow.
Jupiter. It was like the first little jaunt, and then from there one other, and then it was on another line. But they were working on the one to Orlando, which is operational, and they've never had a Miami to Orlando operational lane but via rail
It's at
before.
the airport. When you get to the airport, there's a train deal, and you can
Yeah.
take it a whole way, 3.5 hours, unless you get some bad juju at a crossing
Have
or
you seen that train
whatever.
station
A
at the
wreck.
airport?
No.
It's so cool.
Well,
It's amazing.
and then they're going to have it go
Beautiful.
into the Port Canaveral,
Yeah,
you know,
that'd be nice.
for people. So it's going to be,
You know they just bought a giant piece of property too
Yep.
between Port St. John and Titusville.
They
They're
sure
off
did.
of Grissom.
they sure did.
Yep. So that's going to be very interesting.
Like, you
Is
know,
that in the Sandpines, Frank?
it is.
imagine like Brevard County with the rail service coming through the town with all these new restaurants and buildings and all this
Hotels.
stuff coming up.
When they build a station in an area, it automatically doubles the property values like overnight.
If you have a property in Central Florida, you know, I mean, wow, you know, of
Yep.
the potential that is coming here and the possibilities. I mean, there's a lot of fear. There's a lot of, you know, negative impacts. There's a lot of conversations
There
to be
are.
had about that. I would love to, you know, who we need to get on. I've been thinking about this too. Is Realty.
Mutter?
Yeah, get Mutter Realty in here and talk to them about some of these developments because, you know, they're on point with a lot of that.
Hey, do you mind if I say thank you to you guys real quick?
Yes.
Thank you so much for having me
Just
here.
me first.
Scott.
Me directly.
Scott, thank you very much for having me
thank
on
you.
here.
No.
No, really, all you guys.
Thank you, man.
Thank you all for taking the time, and I appreciate everything you guys do for me and for ears and for all of us. You guys are a huge support, and it's a big part of the puzzle. And yeah, I love you guys. Thank you a bunch.
Thank you for that. And
Yes, thank you.
thank you big time.
You're welcome.
You're the best, Frank.
I'll say this is I think I'm speaking for everybody here, but I think all of our time is spread pretty thin overall. We're all busy people. We all have, you know, big things going on in our lives. So the fact that we all take the time to sit here and have these conversations, the fact that we take the time to do everything that we do that's outside of our realm of our families and our things, it's kind of a blessing, and it's kind of I appreciate that, and I thank you guys for taking that time with me.
Yep. Love you guys.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. So love you guys. We will call this an evening.
All right.
Episode 178, Sackful Beavers with Frank.
Nice.
That's the title.
Goodbye.
Oh, Lord. Thank you.
I got this great trivia I'm going to save for next time, too.
Can you give me one of them?
Yeah, let me give you one of
Can
them.
you give me one of them? Give me one of them.
Colleen's gone. She's already out the door.
Yeah, give me one of them.
This is an easy one.
Okay.
Let's let Colleen answer this one, actually.
No.
Gotcha.
No. Colleen's out.
Which large bird, often mistaken for a flamingo, can be commonly found in Central Florida wetlands
Boom.
and sports a distinctive spoon-shaped bill? What is it called, Colleen?
I wasn't listening to the beginning of the question.
What bird's mistaken for a flamingo?
What's spoonbill?
What kind?
The roseate.
The roseate spoonbill.
Is it a crane?
The American alligator can be found throughout Central Florida, Frank. I don't know if you know this.
I've heard about that.
What is the primary difference between an alligator and a crocodile's snout?
The fourth tooth in the bottom of a crocodile is exposed, and the other difference is the crocodile has a nasal disc, and the alligators have nares, or two separate nostrils.
And their dumbed down version of this is U-shaped and V-shaped
Oh, my garage.
snouts.
Don't act like you haven't heard that before a million times. I've read that in every book ever.
Yeah, I know, but that doesn't tell you anything.
No.
The Florida panther is a subspecies of which large feline that ranges across North America?
Your
The
mom.
the mountain lion.
Also the puma
puma.
or the cougar.
Yeah, there you go.
An older
Cougar.
woman who
He
goes
said,
after
"Your
younger
mom."
men, also known as a cougar.
Oh my god.
What is the state butterfly of Florida that can be frequently found in Central Florida? I'm going to keep going, Colleen. I gotcha.
I can't believe this.
That would probably
Is he
be.
even still listening?
What's the yellow and black one?
The
Monarch.
zebra
Yeah.
long
Yeah,
wing.
zebra boy. Yeah, there you go.
Zebra
Yep.
longwing.
Let me just.
That is
pick
yellow
one
and
more.
black boy.
I don't
Am I
know
not?
anything
Am I wrong?
about
Am I wrong about that? I'm
butterflies.
pretty sure it's the yellow and black boy.
The nocturnal bird of prey, known for its heart-shaped face and eerie call,
Owl.
can be found hunting in Central Florida's pine woods and swamps.
It's
Good
either
job, Colleen.
a bard or a barn.
The barn owl.
Yeah, there you go.
Woo.
The scrub jay, native to Central Florida, is unique among North American jays for what behavior?
It tastes great in
being
beer.
being super friendly, hopping, and planting, digging up and planting their stuff.
It cooperatively breeds with offspring from previous years, helping to raise current year's brood.
They're known for
So they-
actually planting trees too.
So they are more of orgy-like,
Shaggy.
and they work together
Yeah.
and help each other.
Never
community.
heard that one before. Okay.
It's a new thing.
Yeah.
It's just happening.
All right.
I found out about it.
Now
That's
you
why I
know.
wrote it. It's my stuff.
Hilarious.
It's my research. Last one.
Yeah.
Which snake, although venomous, prefers to play dead as its primary defensive mechanism?
You said not venomous?
Also known as a Colleen snake.
Wait, read me the question again. I'm sorry.
Which snake,
What the
although
fuck?
venomous, prefers to play dead as its primary defense mechanism?
Water moccasin doesn't play dead, but there's a false adder that plays dead called a hognose.
The eastern hognose snake.
That's not venomous.
It says although venomous.
It's not. They're wrong.
It is not.
Ooh,
Alex
hey,
handles
I
them all
love
the
this.
time. Yeah.
So this is Hogtober.
Thanks, ChatGPT.
The eastern hognose is not venomous.
Yeah, and this is Hogtober. It's called a false adder.
Not venomous.
Yeah, it's because it looks like it's venomous, but
See?
it is not.
People, we cannot rely on AI yet, guys.
Yeah,
This
no,
is a
that's-
chat GPT.
It needs us.
failure.
Follow Alex Scott.
Alex?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, he's
That's
got,
that dude that's always got his shirt off jumping on things in the woods.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
my boy.
Dude, that boy is just like, hey guys, let's go jump on this snake. And he like, there's like 5 of them.
That's my
You know,
boy.
and he just puts
Yeah,
hands
he
in
is.
buckets of snakes.
Yeah,
And
he's psyched.
that guy,
We go out and do stuff like that all the time. He's a good
what?
guy.
Like, he has to have been bit multiple times other than to have that
By snakes.
type of freedom.
He's got
you
a
know what
scar
I mean?
factory.
If you're working with snakes,
You
you're
have
going
to
to
be.
get bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not free-handling venomous snakes, of course, but
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
get bit by a non-venomous snake is not a big thing.
It's whatever.
You're better the next day.
All right. All right.
That was cool.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank
guys.
you.
Yep. Thank you.
Good
Sorry,
night.
Colleen.
Good day.
I know how,
Good morning.
how
Bye.
sad you are. I'm sorry.
Thank you, everybody, for listening to us.
Bye, Colleen. We love you.
Oh, sorry.
Bye.